a small forgotten village nestled in the heart of Ghana. The locals couldn't stop laughing at the ridiculous wedding of Kofi and Abena. Their marriage was the talk of the town, but not in a good way. It was a low-key, pitiful affair. No fancy clothes, no expensive bride price, just two nobodies tying the knot. The villagers, especially the women Kofi had once tried to court, mocked them relentlessly. Poverty marrying poverty, they sneered as if they were destined for nothing more than shame and misery. Kofi, a simple farmer from Kwakrom, had always lived in poverty. His family was so poor that even the poorest in the village pitied them. The only thing his father, old Kwaku, had ever achieved in life was a rusty old bicycle. Yet despite being almost 90, old Kwaku still had strength left in his bones and a sparkle in his eye. He was a poor man but always cheerful, convinced that his son's destiny would mirror his own. Kofi wasn't so sure. He often cried in frustration, staring at their rundown mud house, wondering why life had been so cruel. He couldn't further his education past high school and worked himself to the bone. Yet nothing changed. His father's words kept him going. Kofi, a living dog is better than a dead lion. Don't stain your hands with dishonor. Your time will come. Those words echoed in his mind every time despair crept in. By 30, Kofi wanted a wife, but no woman in Kwakrom would dare give him a second look. Can you even afford my bride price? They taunted. Some asked mockingly, will you sell your father's old bicycle to pay for it? They ridiculed him mercilessly, leaving him no hope for love or a family. Then one day, while returning from the farm, Kofi's fate took a surprising twist. He met Abena, a beautiful but lonely orphan from a nearby village. She had nothing but an ancient sewing machine inherited from her late mother, using it to patch up the villagers' clothes to survive. If Kofi was poor, Abena's situation was even worse. Yet, despite their struggles, the two connected instantly. For the first time, they felt seen and understood by someone else. Kofi wasted no time and proposed to Abena. She had no relatives, no one to speak for her, so she asked an elderly couple she was close to stand in as a family. And so, with no fanfare, no lavish celebration, Kofi and Abena had a quiet, modest traditional wedding. And the village? Oh, they laughed. Oh, how they laughed. The women Kofi had once chased jeered, perfect match. Poverty marries poverty. They're doomed to die poor. But Kofi and Abena didn't care. They were happy, truly happy, in a way that only they could understand. They worked together side by side in the fields and at the market, ignoring the laughter and whispers. Some of the older villagers admired their love, but the younger ones, they never stopped mocking. Then, one scorching afternoon, while Kofi was weeding his farm, something strange happened. He tried to pull up a stubborn tree, but his roots ran too deep. Exhausted, he was about to give up when something caught his eye, a sparkle from beneath the roots. Driven by a strange instinct, Kofi kept digging, and there it was, a massive glittering diamond. Kofi rushed home, heart pounding, and showed the treasure to his father. Old Kwaku's eyes widened in shock. This is a diamond, my son," he whispered, barely able to contain his excitement. "This could change everything, but we must keep it a secret." The very next morning, they traveled to Accra to meet Kwaku's old friend, Mr. Agiaman, a jeweler. When Agiaman saw the diamond, he gasped. "This is worth billions," he exclaimed, unable to believe their luck. He connected them with a wealthy buyer, and just like that, Kofi's world changed overnight. From being the laughingstock of Kwakrom, Kofi and his family became millionaires in a single day. With their newfound wealth, they bought a luxurious house in Accra. Abena, who had always dreamed of becoming a fashion designer, enrolled in a top fashion school and became the best student, opening her own successful fashion house. Meanwhile, Kofi started a high-end furniture business, something he had always dreamed of but never had the money to pursue. Back in Kwakrom, the villagers were stunned. The same people who had once mocked Kofi and Abena couldn't believe their eyes. One day, Kofi's parents returned to the village in a shiny black Range Rover. The villagers' jaws dropped. The very women who had humiliated Kofi gossiped among themselves. "Chai, it's not good to write anyone off. Look at Kofi now, richer than all of us combined." Kofi, however, never forgot where he came from. He honored his parents by building them a grand mansion in the village. And when they passed away years later, he made sure their home was always well maintained, visiting with his family regularly. The moral of the story is clear. Never underestimate anyone. As long as there's life, there's hope. God doesn't need decades to turn someone's life around. You could sleep poor today and wake up rich tomorrow. So be careful who you laugh at, because one day the tables might just turn in ways you never expected. Did you enjoy the inspiring journey of Kofi and Abena? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about their rise from poverty to prosperity. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting stories like this. Your support helps us bring you more uplifting content. Thank you for being part of our community.